Listen to me. Sometimes the reason you're hurting, the reason you feel empty, is not because you didn't give enough. It's because you gave too much. You loved too much. You trusted too much. You cared too much. And in the end, you forgot yourself. Think about it. The same heart that beats for others has been bleeding for you. But you ignored it. You silenced it. You told yourself, if I give more, maybe they'll see my worth. But they didn't, and they won't. Because the truth is, when you give too much, people stop appreciating it. This is where the pain comes from. This is where the loneliness comes from, not from being not enough, but from being too much. Now listen carefully. There is a line you must protect. The line between loving others and losing yourself. The line between working hard and destroying your peace. The line between caring for people and being taken for granted. Life is about balance, and without balance, even the best things can poison you. Salt gives flavor to food, but too much salt, it ruins everything. The same rule applies to life. Here's what you must remember: love deeply, but don't lose yourself. To love is the most beautiful gift you've been given. It's the fire that lights your heart, the warmth that carries you through storms, the force that makes life worth living. But there's a hidden truth about love that no one talks about enough. Love is powerful, yes, but love without boundaries can destroy you. When you love deeply, you give. You give your time. You give your energy. You give your heart. You sacrifice. You compromise. You bend. And in that giving, you feel alive, because love is meant to be shared. Love is meant to be poured into someone, something, somewhere. But here's the danger. When your love becomes so deep that you start erasing yourself, that love turns into a prison. Think about it. How many times have you loved someone so much that you silenced your own needs just to keep them happy? How many times have you held on to people who broke you just because your love told you they might change? How many times have you poured every ounce of your soul into someone else, only to look in the mirror and realize you don't even recognize yourself anymore? That is not love. That is losing yourself. True love never requires you to disappear. True love never asks you to abandon your voice, your dreams, your identity. If your love for someone else is costing you your love for yourself, that's not love anymore. That's sacrifice turning into self-destruction. Loving deeply means opening your heart. It means being vulnerable. It means giving without always expecting something in return. But it does not mean forgetting that you are a person too. When you lose yourself in love, you stop setting boundaries. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. You give when your heart is begging to rest. You accept behaviors that crush your spirit just to avoid losing the connection. And slowly, piece by piece, you fade. But love is not meant to erase you. Love is meant to elevate you. The right love does not ask you to shrink. It makes you grow. The right love does not demand your silence. It amplifies your voice. The right love does not drain your soul. It fills it. And that begins with the love you give to yourself. Because here's the truth. If you don't love yourself deeply, you'll confuse attachment for love. You'll confuse pain for passion. You'll confuse control for care. You'll give and give until you have nothing left. And then you'll wonder why no one is there to refill your heart. But when you learn to love yourself deeply, you become unshakable. You set boundaries, not walls. You give freely, but you never bleed just to prove your worth. You know that you can walk away from anything or anyone that asks you to forget who you are. Loving deeply does not mean losing your identity in someone else's. It means sharing your identity, your soul, your truth, while protecting it at the same time. It means being strong enough to say, I love you, but I will not abandon myself for you. It means being wise enough to understand, my worth does not depend on how much I give, but on who I am. It means being brave enough to walk away when love becomes chains instead of wings. Because real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that heals, the kind that makes life extraordinary, is never about one person losing themselves. It's about two souls growing stronger, side by side, without either one fading into the shadows. So yes, love deeply, with all your heart, with all your soul. Love with fire, love with tenderness, love with the courage to be vulnerable. But in that love, remember yourself. Remember your dreams. Remember your worth. Remember that you are not here to disappear in someone else's story. You are here to write your own, even as you share it with another. Work hard, but don't destroy your peace. We live in a world that glorifies hustle. Everywhere you look, someone is telling you to work harder, grind longer, sleep less, sacrifice more. You're told that if you're not exhausted, you're not doing enough. That if you're not constantly chasing, you're falling behind. That if you stop for even a second, the world will leave you in the dust. And so you push. You work until your body aches. You stay up long after your soul begs for rest. You drown yourself in deadlines, projects, and endless goals. And maybe, just maybe, you achieve something. Maybe you climb higher. Maybe you earn more. Maybe you prove your worth in the eyes of others. But at what cost? Because when the noise fades, when the applause is gone, when the achievements are written on paper, but your heart feels empty, you begin to realize something powerful. Success without peace is still failure. Working hard is beautiful. It builds character. It teaches resilience. It pushes you to discover strengths you never knew you had. It turns dreams into reality. But working so hard that you lose yourself, that you lose your peace of mind, that you trade your soul for achievements, that is not success. That is self-destruction dressed up as ambition. Think about it. What's the point of money if you have no health left to enjoy it? What's the point of recognition if you've forgotten who you are beneath the titles? What's the point of reaching the top if your heart feels empty when you get there? You have been told that peace is a luxury. That peace is something you'll earn later, after the hard work is done. But peace is not a reward. It is a requirement. Without peace, your work loses meaning. Without peace, your success feels hollow. Without peace, no matter how much you achieve, you will always feel like something is missing. There's a difference between working hard and destroying yourself. Working hard means pushing yourself to grow. Destroying yourself means ignoring the signals of your body and soul. Working hard means striving with purpose. Destroying yourself means chasing endlessly without even knowing why. Working hard is discipline. Destroying yourself is slavery to an illusion. You must learn the balance. You must learn when to push and when to pause, when to fight and when to rest, when to give your all and when to step back to breathe. Because peace is not found in laziness. It's found in balance. Peace doesn't come from avoiding responsibility. It comes from honoring yourself while fulfilling your purpose. There will be seasons in life where the grind is necessary, where the nights are long and the effort feels endless. But even in those seasons, you must protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Peace is what keeps you alive when the weight of the world tries to bury you. Peace is what keeps you grounded when success tempts you to lose yourself. Peace is what allows you to work hard without being consumed by the work. When you protect your peace, you protect your mind. When you protect your peace, you protect your body. When you protect your peace, you protect your soul. And that protection is what allows you to go further, to last longer, to achieve more without losing everything along the way. Because the truth is, your career, your goals, your dreams, they are not meant to replace your life. They are meant to serve your life. Work is a part of your story, but it is not your entire story. So work hard, yes. Show up. Give your best. Build. Create. Push past your limits. But do it with wisdom. Do it with balance. Do it with peace in your heart. Because peace is not the opposite of ambition. Peace is the foundation that makes ambition sustainable. And when you understand this, you'll realize that true success is not about burning yourself to ashes just to shine for a moment. True success is about building a fire that warms you for a lifetime without ever consuming your soul. Care for others, but never forget your worth. There's something beautiful about a person who cares. Someone who notices the unspoken pain in another's eyes. Someone who reaches out when the world turns away. Someone who gives without keeping score. The world needs more of that. The world needs more people who care. But here's the part nobody tells you. Caring comes with a cost. And if you're not careful, that cost can be everything. Because when you care for others, you pour yourself into them. You give your time, your energy, your heart. You show up when they call. You stay up when they're breaking down. You carry their pain, sometimes even more than your own. And in the process, you forget the one person who also needs your care, you. Caring is not weakness. It is strength. But when you care so much that you erase yourself, that strength begins to destroy you from the inside. Think about it. How many times have you said, yes, when you were exhausted, simply because you didn't want to let someone down? How many times have you put your needs on the shelf because you were too busy fixing someone else's? How many times have you bent so far for others that you forgot what it felt like to stand tall? That's the danger of forgetting your worth. Because when you forget your worth, your care turns into a currency that others spend freely without ever paying back. And slowly, you start to notice it. You're the friend everyone runs to. But when you need someone, the silence is deafening. You're the one who lifts others when they fall. But when you stumble, there's no hand to catch you. You're the one who gives love without conditions. But when you need love, you find yourself empty. Why does this happen? Because people often treat you the way you allow them to. If you never set boundaries, if you never remind yourself of your value, people will take until you have nothing left. Not always out of cruelty. Sometimes simply because they've gotten used to the fact that you'll always be there, no matter what. Caring for others is a gift, but forgetting your worth turns that gift into a curse. So what does it mean to care for others without losing yourself? It means learning the power of balance. It means understanding that you can love someone deeply without sacrificing your own heart in the process. It means recognizing that you are not responsible for saving everyone. You are responsible for saving yourself first. Because when you know your worth, your care changes. Your care becomes healthier. Your care becomes stronger. Your care becomes something that empowers instead of empties. When you know your worth, you set boundaries. You learn to say, I want to help you, but I will not destroy myself in the process. You learn to say, I love you, but I also love me, and both deserve respect. You learn to say, I am here for you, but I will not abandon myself to carry your load. And that's not selfish. That's survival. That's wisdom. That's strength. Because caring for others without caring for yourself first is like pouring water from an empty glass. Eventually, there is nothing left to give. But when you fill yourself first, when you honor your worth, the care you give flows endlessly, powerfully, beautifully, because it comes from abundance, not depletion. Your worth is not defined by how much you sacrifice. Your worth is not measured by how many people lean on you. Your worth is not proven by how much pain you endure in silence. Your worth is unshakable. Your worth is untouchable. Your worth exists simply because you are here. And when you remember that, when you carry that truth into every relationship, every friendship, every act of kindness, you begin to care in a way that doesn't just help others, but also protects yourself. You begin to realize that saying no is sometimes the most loving thing you can do. You begin to understand that walking away doesn't make you heartless. It makes you whole. You begin to see that your care means more when it comes from a place of strength, not self-destruction. Care for others, yes. Care with your whole heart. Care with compassion, empathy, and kindness. But in that caring, never forget who you are. Never forget your own needs, your own voice, your own worth. Because the moment you forget, you stop caring. You start breaking. And you were not made to break. You were made to care, to love, to give, but also to stand tall in your own value, dream big. But keep your feet on the ground. Dreams are the fuel of life. They are the spark that ignites the fire inside your soul, the vision that pulls you forward when everything around you tries to hold you back. Without dreams, you drift. Without dreams, you settle for less. Without dreams, you forget that life is not meant to be survived. It is meant to be lived. So dream big. Dream beyond what you see right now. Dream beyond the limits people try to place on you. Dream so big that it scares you, because that's how you know it's worth chasing. But here's the truth. Dreaming big alone is not enough. A dream without action is just a fantasy. A dream without discipline is just a wish. A dream without sacrifice is nothing more than a beautiful thought that fades with time. That's why you must dream big, but keep your feet on the ground. Because when your feet are on the ground, you are rooted in reality. You understand that success is not built on luck. It is built on sweat. You understand that vision means nothing without consistent steps toward it. You understand that dreams come alive only when matched with relentless effort. Too many people fall in love with the dream, but forget the work. They talk about what they want. They imagine the life they crave. They picture the glory, the recognition, the freedom. But they never take the first step. And when life gets hard, they collapse under the weight of their own excuses. On the other hand, there are those who stay so grounded in reality that they stop dreaming at all. They convince themselves that playing small is safe, that keeping their heads down is wise, that dreaming big is only for the lucky, the gifted, the chosen few. And so they shrink. They bury their vision under the dirt of fear. They trade possibility for comfort. But greatness requires both, vision and action, the dream and the discipline, the sky in your eyes and the ground beneath your feet. Dreaming big means believing in a future that doesn't exist yet. It means daring to see something no one else can see. It means carrying a fire inside you that pushes you beyond the ordinary. But keeping your feet on the ground means honoring the process. It means being willing to fail, to stumble, to rise again. It means understanding that small steps every day will take you further than giant leaps once in a while. Every skyscraper started with a single brick. Every mountain climber began with one step at the base. Every great achievement was once just an idea in someone's mind until they decided to turn that vision into reality by putting in the work. So yes, dream of building the life you want. Dream of breaking the chains that hold you back. Dream of creating something so powerful it changes not just your life, but the lives of others. But when you wake up tomorrow, remember that dreams don't move on their own. You move them. Keeping your feet on the ground means staying humble. It means not letting the dream make you arrogant, blind, or entitled. It means remembering that no matter how high you climb, you are still human, still learning, still growing. Dreaming big without humility leads to pride, and pride destroys. But dreaming big with humility builds a legacy. When your eyes are fixed on the stars, but your hands are busy working in the dirt, that's when transformation happens. When your vision stretches beyond the horizon, but your actions stay consistent day by day, that's when dreams take shape. When your heart believes in the impossible, but your feet stay grounded in discipline, that's when miracles unfold. So never stop dreaming big. Never stop seeing what others cannot. Never stop believing in the life that calls out to you in the quiet of the night. But never forget the ground beneath you, because it is from the ground that you rise, and it is on the ground that every great dream is built. Give freely, but always set boundaries. There is something extraordinary about a person who gives. Someone who gives without keeping score. Someone who offers kindness without asking for recognition. Someone who opens their heart, their time, their resources, simply because they care. The world is starving for givers. A world filled with greed, selfishness, and endless taking needs people who still know how to give without hesitation. And maybe you are one of those people. Maybe you are the one who shows up when others walk away. Maybe you are the one who says, "Don't worry, I've got you," even when your own plate is full. Maybe you are the one who carries more than your share, simply because you cannot bear to watch someone else fall. But here's the truth you need to face. Giving freely is powerful, but giving without boundaries is dangerous. Because if you are not careful, your giving will become your prison. You will pour until you are empty. You will carry until your back breaks. You will love until you disappear. And then, one day, you will look around and realize that the very people you gave everything to are standing tall, while you are left crawling, wondering how you became so invisible. Giving is a gift, but when it comes without boundaries, it turns into a curse. Think about it. How many times have you said yes when every part of you wanted to say no? How many times have you given your time to people who never valued a second of it? How many times have you stretched yourself thin to help someone, only to be met with silence when you needed help in return? That's the cost of giving without limits. Because people will take what you allow them to take. Not always out of malice, not always out of cruelty. Sometimes simply because they have grown used to your endless supply. And if you never set boundaries, they will drink from your well until there is nothing left. Giving freely is not about being limitless. It is about giving from a place of love, not from a place of self-destruction. It is about offering without expectation, but also without erasing yourself in the process. Boundaries are what protect your giving. Boundaries are what turn your generosity from weakness into strength. Boundaries are what make your care sustainable, powerful, and respected. When you give freely with boundaries, you are saying, I will love you, but I will not abandon myself for you. I will help you, but I will not destroy my peace to carry what is not mine. I will give you my time, but I will not allow you to waste it. This is not selfishness. This is survival. This is wisdom. This is love, not just for others, but for yourself. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot heal the world while you are bleeding out. You cannot give your best when you are running on nothing. Boundaries allow you to keep giving without losing yourself in the process. Boundaries allow your yes to mean something because you are no longer afraid to say no. Boundaries allow your generosity to come from a place of abundance, not exhaustion. Imagine a river. A river gives freely. It flows endlessly, nourishing the land, feeding the plants, giving life. But what keeps the river alive are its banks. Without the banks, without boundaries, the river floods. It destroys everything, including itself. You are the river. Your boundaries are the banks. They don't stop your giving. They shape it, protect it, and allow it to keep flowing. But too often, you've been told that boundaries are harsh. That saying no is cruel. That protecting your time is selfish. And so you give, and you give, and you give, until resentment poisons your heart. But resentment is the child of giving without boundaries. It is the consequence of saying yes when you meant no. It is the cost of carrying what you were never meant to carry. And the longer you live without boundaries, the louder that resentment grows. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you love less. It means you love wisely. It means you choose carefully where your energy goes. It means you understand that not everyone deserves access to every part of you, because your time is precious. Your energy is sacred. Your heart is valuable. And when you give those things away without limits, you teach others that they are cheap. But when you give them with boundaries, you teach others to value them, to honor them, to respect them. So give freely, yes. Give your kindness, your compassion, your help, your love. But give with intention. Give with clarity. Give with the knowledge that you, too, are worthy of care, respect, and protection. Because true giving does not mean losing yourself. True giving means knowing your worth so deeply that you can pour into others without ever running dry. Give freely, but give wisely. Give with open hands, but guarded by strong boundaries. Give with love, but never forget that love includes yourself.